Hi, this is Ed with DFG Hosting. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to install TeamSpeak 3 on a VPS server. I'm going to do this through SSH. I have already done a written tutorial, which some people have asked me if I would do a video tutorial, just to help them understand how to use PuTTy and SSH. So here's the basics of it. I use two programs. I use WinSCP, and that's so I can see the file system on the root, and then I use PuTTy. So in this case, we'll go ahead and open up WinSCP so we can log in, and we just want to enter our IP to the server, and then our username, which is the main username is root, and I will just go ahead and log in. Now, once logged in to the server, we want to go ahead and go back into the main root where we have our home directory and everything, and we can just go ahead and open that directory. The next thing we need to do is open up PuTTy. If you already have your WinSCP configured, you can always just click this open session in PuTTy. In this case, I'll just go ahead and do it this way. And it'll ask you for the login as. We're going to log in as root, and enter our password, hit enter. And because we're going to be running TeamSpeak 3, we don't want to run it as the root. That is usually bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a user, and we're just going to type user add space, and then I'm going to use TS3 user and hit enter. Now that I've done that, I can go ahead and cd, which is change directory /home. And once we're in here, then we can change directory into the TS3 user directory. If you go over here and you refresh, now you're in home, and then you have your TS3 user directory. And this is where we're at now in PuTTy. So the next thing we need to do is download our TeamSpeak version that we're going to use. Now, in this case, I'm running CentOS 6, so we'll just go to TeamSpeak 3, we'll go into the downloads and grab TeamSpeak 3. And what we want is the Linux server version, and we're going to grab the AMD 64. Let's go here, we'll accept their agreement, submit. We don't need to do anything here, just click no thanks. But we do want to copy this link here, so I will just copy that link location. I'll cancel that, I don't need it. And what we're going to do, now that we are in the TS3 user folder, we're just going to click here and we're going to type WGET, which is we get, space, and then you can right click and it'll paste that link. And now we can download it to our server. And if we refresh, now you'll see this here. Now what we want to do is unzip this. So we'll go back into PuTTy and we will just type ZXDF, and then the name of the folder. That is Linux AMD 64 -3.0 .6.1.tar.gz. And now that we've got that done, we can either remove this directory by just right clicking on it and clicking delete, Or if you just want to get familiar with SSH, you can just type rm and then the name of that directory. Oops, typed it wrong. Let me just grab that name real quick and we'll just make it easy on myself. And type yes. And that directory should now be removed. And now what we need to do is we need to change directory again, and this time we're going to go into the TeamSpeak 3. Oops. We're going to go into the TeamSpeak 3 server Linux AMD 64 folder. And once we're in here, we're just going to type /ts3 server underscore minimal underscore run script .sh create ini file equals 1. There. Now this right here is our token. This is the token for our main admin that we will want to have. That's your master admin for the server. So once that is done, you can actually copy and paste that just by highlighting it and right clicking on it, and it'll copy it for you. Now from here, you just want to I believe CD, I'm sorry, we don't want to do that here. We'll exit out here. We're going to come back to that in just a minute. First thing we need to do is go into our folder here. We need to grab this ts3server.ini file that we created here. And we're just going to drag that onto our desktop. Now we need to edit that. I use Notepad++ to edit it. And what we need to do is enter our server IP. That way we can connect to our server. Let me get this all to fit on my screen here. Sorry, I have to make my screen a little bit smaller. And it's going to be 199.21.114.132. And we're going to use that as well for our file transfer IP address. And our query IP, we can use it as the same. And for just the basic setup, we'll just go ahead and save this, and we will re-upload this file. Now I am going to go ahead and reopen PuTTy, and I'm going to reconnect to the server real quick. Now what we definitely want to do is go back into that directory. We want to make sure that that we go back into this directory here. You could rename that later, or however you want, just to make things easier for you. But we definitely have to get back in there. Now once we're in here, we just need to type // and ts3 server underscore start script.sh start. Now I'll just wait a moment and our server should start up for us. Now we can go ahead and open TeamSpeak. And let me get that all the way on my screen over here. Now we're going to go with that'll be my password. I'll go ahead and connect to the server. And then this is where you would copy that token with your master key in here. And we'll just go ahead and do that there and click OK. So I have the privilege key, I have server admin, and my TeamSpeak server is up and running. Now, if I were to type in over here the same command that I used to start the server, I can restart the server by just typing restart. Now it'll stop the server, wait just a minute, it'll restart the server, and then we should automatically reconnect in just a second. You can also stop the server in the same way. Instead of using restart or start, just use the start script.sh and type stop. And that is all. You will need to get a if you're a nonprofit organization or running at nonprofit, you can apply for a nonprofit license at TeamSpeak. If you're going to run multiple TeamSpeak servers, you can do that on the same VPS or dedicated server. It's easy to do. You just need to apply for a license, and you will need to probably pay whatever their fees are per slot. If you do have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. You can contact me at dfghosting.com, dfgdesign.com, hostdamon.com, or evolution-xtreme.com. Thank you.